All right, so the next part of this training video is using the fib retracement for possible pullbacks and targets. So what I want to do is I want to go to a higher time frame so that I can see the move. I can see the extension leg. This is called an extension leg. The lower time frame you go, the more ups and downs you'll see, the different levels you may use for your fib retracement. So same thing with everything, top-down analysis. I'm going to go on the higher time frame. Going to use the daily. Go and get rid of this. And what I want to do is I want to see where this move. This is an extension leg. This is just one up. I want to see if it comes down. Nobody knows, but if it comes down, how far down could it go? Now notice my terminology: could, might, chance of, probability. Nobody knows where the price action is going to go. Nobody. It doesn't matter if you have divergence, if you have special indicators, if you have moving averages, a point of control. None of that matters. That's only showing where the price might go to. It doesn't show where the price will go to. Extremely important. Same thing with this tool we're about to use. This is the fib retracement tool, and it's found right over here. Fib retracement. We want to make sure the magnet tool is on. We want to go from the absolute lowest point, which is our wick, to the absolute highest point. Now, if the price action was, let's say, here, and I wanted to use this as the highest point, this is correct, but not correct at the same time. Now, it is not correct because it's not a pivot. That means this is fluid. As the price goes up, it can continue going up and up and up until it creates a pivot. Now this pull is valid. Until then, it's fluid. It can change. Now, let's say this is not here. And let's go and bring this back down. Now, the levels that I have, these are my levels, so you can see them really quick. Right here, you can screenshot this if you like. If you don't know how to screenshot, it's Shift, Windows key, the letter S. You can screenshot this, save it to your file that you have all your notes on. Now, I do have other levels that I'll put on, but that'll be later for this. Right now, we're just looking where it could potentially pull back to. Now, the average, on average, now I'm looking at thousands of charts and also the good stuff. On average, the price that we've been seeing it pull back to is roughly 382, 38% pullback from the high. This is the bare minimum I want to see. Now, it's extremely important to understand this part. Depending on what segment of the market you're in, depends on if you're going to get a 38% pullback, 50% pullback, a 61% pullback, maybe even a 23% pullback. And all these levels are these levels that I'm referring to right here. These are all these levels. It depends on the segment of the market. Right now, they're generally pulling back to the 382. I love it when they go to 0.5. I get nervous when they go to 618, because if they break the 618, this is my danger zone. They may possibly, price action might possibly come down to the 786 and lose the momentum and continue going downward. This is what we don't want. Not right now in an uptrend or potentially wanting for the price to be bullish. It depends on the segment that we're in. There's going to be a time where everything is crazy bullish, and we're going to see pullbacks of only 23%. And then it runs up another 30, 40%, and then we get this very small pullback. Now, if you're expecting a retrace of 0.5, 618, golden pocket area, you're going to be missing out on a lot of setups, and you're going to be messaging me. I had a lot of these messages last season, a lot of them. Joe, I'm waiting for the retest. I said, man, you have to adjust to what the market's giving you. And the mentors, they just show you what they're doing. I don't even know if potentially they know about the different segments of the market. They just know, hey, everything's great. Let's go. Let's just enter. Let's just enter. All right. So here, if we do get a pullback, I would like to see a pullback to around 382. which is right around 82. You can call it 82,000. Come up back into this box or zone, then come back down, then now finally break out, and now potentially go up from here. This is what I call a zone, where we have ups that stop at a certain point and downs that stop at a certain point. Now, we will get more into this when it comes to entering the trade, but this is what I'm looking for as far as the retracement. If it comes down to the 0.5, even better, even better. Now, one thing I do want to point out, whenever I'm doing these levels are never, I think it look cool here. These levels are strategically placed. I am going about from this pull down in here. If we come up, I'm coming back here. So this is literally, if we were to do the fib pull, let's do the fib pull. I can go on from here to here, say about here, right here to 618. So that's this pull. Now, if we look at this pull right here, from here to here, this is just below the 618. I would like to have this a little bit higher. I was aiming for this though, but I would like to have this a little bit higher, just barely, you know, not by like several thousand, it's just barely by a few dollars. Then I would like to have the next run up from here to, let's say here, nobody knows, and this to come down a little bit more. Now, granted, I was going for this right here, but nobody knows where it's going to stop. So the stop may be a bit little higher, a little lower, but wherever it does stop, what I would like to see is a retracement to around 32% minimum. So minimum 32, I would love 50, and you know, 618, okay, that's fine, golden pocket, but what I really want to see is the 0.5. And this all depends on the run up as well. There's so many different variables. That's why it's extremely difficult to go over everything. But this is what I think might happen. I think we might come down. We had a really nice, you know, run up the past few days. Really nice run up, pull back, run up. Now we can see this a little bit better on the 4-hour time frame. And here, if you do patterns, you can see this is a double bottom. Very nice double bottom. Broke this neckline, then it came up, came back down. And if you pulled, now one thing I want you to do, one, never trust me, always verify if you see what I'm doing is working, or if it, all the stuff that I'm showing you in the moment of the trade versus what all the other mentors do. They show you after the fact. I'm showing you in the moment where you would pull your fib. Like for example here, let's get rid of just this. For example, here, let's say we had this run up. Where would I expect this to pull back to? Let's see, from the lowest point of this run up to here, we're looking at 382 minimum. 0.5 is perfect for me. 618, I really don't want to go passing that. And what does it do? It goes to the 0.5, barely towards inside the golden pocket, and then starts working its way up. This to me is healthy. I like this. And then when it breaks this level, even better. So if I'm in shorts, or if I was in a short for Bitcoin, I would know that once it broke this level, is not looking good for me. I'm probably going to get stopped out. Because what I don't want to see, as we built on earlier, I don't want to see this low take out this high. If this low takes out this high, it did its job, and now this low becomes very strong. This high just got broken, and now we're continuing this uptrend. So once again, everything builds on the previous lesson. Now, of course, I do have a VIP group. If you want to learn faster, here's the place to be. This is everything that I show in my live streams every single day. All these different variables pop up. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm dedicating one video, maybe two, one video strictly to cover this. And I'm saying super hyper focused. So how do we do targets? Go to the daily so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to the lowest point, which is this one, to the highest point, which is here. And I'm going to go to my settings, and for the fib retracement from the low to the high, seeing how much the retracement might be, hence the fib retracement, We're gonna go to the settings. Then we can see these are my settings. 0, then all these. I'm not gonna waste your time. So once again, you can put a higher or a lower number here, and it'll give you a higher or a lower level. So it's the negative that you would do. So you would do negative 382, negative 0.618, negative 0.5, negative point that. And then this one, I do negative 0. So now what it's doing, it's giving us levels above. So we could actually set our targets up here. And this is mainly used for potentially all-time high coins. We're going to go over that later as well. Now, you could also use another method, which is the reverse. Now, if you use the reverse, it flips it. It goes to the opposite side. Now, one thing that most of these numbers, they're pretty much kind of spot on with other numbers. So for me personally, I just do this. So these will be your levels. But for me, I'm going to take these off because I don't like my charts being messy. So the next portion is fib extensions for targets and levels for coins that are in price discovery. Now, most coins are not in price discovery, but we're going to go ahead and cover that as far as coins that may be in price discovery. And this was price discovery for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and do a refresh or a replay. And this is what we had when we were in price discovery. Now, what we want to do is we want to look for targets. How do we do that? First thing I want to do is I want to go to a higher time frame. Right now we are on the daily, which is good. Now what I want to do is I want to use the fib extension tool, which is right over here, the trend-based fib extension. And I need to go from the lowest point to the highest point, and then another low point. Now, this is the current move that we're looking at. Now, if this is too confusing, like where do I even go? I don't know where to go. Just go to a higher time frame. Let's say a weekly. So now on the weekly, this makes it a little bit easier. It might, or let's go to a 3-day. We can see price comes down, lowest point, price comes up, highest point, and then price comes down, lowest point. So let's do our fib extension. Make sure our magnet tool is on. We're gonna go from low, make sure it snaps in place, to high, which has to include the wick, to the low. This will give us our levels up top. Now, if you want to reverse this, say it's starting to come down and you're thinking about levels on the downside, you can, in my opinion, come all the way down here and go to reverse. You go to reverse, and now here are the levels going to the downside. Now, some traders will not do the reverse to get the levels down here. They will actually go high, low, and then high. Just like we did here, low, high, then low. What they do is they do high, low, then high to get the levels. If this was in here, that's how they will get their levels to the downside, using the fib extension without using reverse. So there's several different ways of doing all this. These are my levels that I like using for my fib extension. So I'll leave that on here if you want to screenshot this. And this is for prices that are in price discovery, all-time highs, ATH, where we break this level, our next target would be underneath these levels. And again, we'll talk about targets later on in the show. And then here are all your targets that you can take. Everything that I say is from experience. This is what's going to save you so much time, so much money, and so much effort. I have videos that are 3, 4, 5 minutes long on average. If you want to make money, I will show you how. I would strongly recommend getting the VIP. You're going to make money. Now, granted, none of this is financial advice. It's never hopes and dreams and empty promises, nothing like that. See what I do. See if this makes you money. I give you my real life experience based off of my trainings, based off of my teachings, what I would do at that moment versus what everybody else does, because they want to sell you their course. They want to sell you all that stuff. I show you that my stuff works. Do we win? Yes. Do we lose? Sometimes. That's part of the game. But what I do is I show you all this so that you can see, oh man, I lost today, but Joe said he lost too. So it's okay. That's what I want you to realize, guys. If you like the content that I provide, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and and leave me a comment in the comment box. And I'll see you on the next video. And as always, let's make this money.